Hello and welcome to the Auto Loons YouTube channel for another episode of Small Cars, Small Reviews. Today, we're looking at two sports cars based on the same mantra, less is more. On the left, we have the first gen Porsche Cayman S, and next to it, the more recent Alpine A110. They're both rear mid-engined and rear-wheel drive, ticking the sports car boxes right away. But why do they stand out from the crowd? Let's find out, starting with the Porsche. The Porsche Cayman is a popular mid-engine sports coupe renowned for its handling characteristics and relatively affordable performance. It's the Porsche for those who don't want to, or can't, stretch their budget for the 911, which offers more performance and more luxury. This model is based on the first-gen Cayman, which is based on the second-gen Boxster, also known by the product code Porsche 987.1. It debuted in 2005, being offered in the sportier Cayman S version first, and then the standard version the following year. The Boxster convertible had already earned a reputation for being a fun-to-drive Porsche, but with the stiffer setup and fixed roof, the Cayman offered a sportier experience for those who wanted higher levels of engagement, and a choice to those who weren't fans of the soft top, like me. This Cayman S had a 3.4-liter flat-6 Boxer engine that produced 291 brake horsepower and 340 Nm of torque. It was available with a 6-speed manual or a 5-speed automatic. No, there wasn't a PDK at the time. With a curb weight of 1,340 kilos, the Cayman S had a claimed 0 to 100 time of 5.4 seconds, and in its factory spec standard form, it achieved a Nürburgring Nordschleife lap time of just 8 minutes 20 seconds. In terms of styling, it is quite easily identifiable as a Porsche because of the sort of bug-eye headlamps and the short rear end, but it looks very different from a 911. This particular Hot Wheels model debuted in 2007. It was designed by Phil Rithelman, pardon my pronunciation. I think it's quite a nice model. It doesn't have headlamp as such, but it does get the sticker details, and the side body graphics add to its sporty characteristics. You can tell it's a Cayman S because of the slightly sportier exterior with the front bumper, the air intakes on the rear haunches, the central exit exhaust, and that slim visible spoiler at the tail end. The interior detailing of this model is just enough because you have this light gray finish that contrasts the bright and bubbly exterior, and you can make out the steering wheel, bit of the dash, and the two-seat layout. And the engine is behind the passengers but ahead of the rear axle, which is why it's a rear mid-engine sports car. It's worth remembering that this is the first Porsche Cayman S. There's a new one, which debuted in 2016, with the code name 982, also known as the Cayman 718. That upset Porsche fans around the world because it downsized from the flat 6 to a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Even though it offers more performance and a better driving experience, fans of the brand continue to moan about the muted sound of the new engine. I don't have a model for the new Cayman S, but there's also a Cayman GT4, which gets the larger 6-cylinder engine and a track-focused body, which includes improvements to the chassis dynamics and better aero, which includes a fixed rear wing. I'd like Hot Wheels to make one of those, please. We do have something better than the 982 Cayman S. It's the Alpine A110. The A110 also gets a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, but it's smaller at just 1.8 liters. It also makes less performance at 239 brake horsepower and 320 Nm of torque, and it's only offered with a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. There's no manual. I expect some of you asking how any of that makes it better than the Cayman. The answer? Less weight. A110 is all about lightness and only weighs around 1100 kilos, which is more than a couple hundred kilos lighter than the Porsche. This makes the car more nimble, more responsive, and more fun to drive. The less performance means you can use more of it more of the time. You're pushing it, but you're not going fast enough to risk serious trouble with the traffic cops. It looks better too, in my opinion, and while the Alpine badge may not have the same sex appeal as the Porsche crest, it's going to give you lots more joy every time you look at it, every time you drive it, and even when you fuel up for your next run, since the smaller engine is more frugal. There's also a slightly sportier A110S, which bumps up the power to 288 brake horsepower and has a stiffer setup if you want it for some real sporty dynamics. I think Hot Wheels did an excellent job with the model itself. It got all of the important details just right. The front end with those that classic Alpine A110 quad lamp design, which has been sort of updated from the original A110 to the new generation, a rare feat to pull off well. The headlamp stickers on this particular model are slightly off alignment, but I think they really add a good amount of detail for a model this size and this price. Unlike the Cayman S model, which had no windows, this one has a lot of windows and they're pretty tinted, so you can't see much of the black interior, but you can make out some details of the two-seat layout, some of the dashboard shapes, and the support for the drivers who are sitting just in front of the rear mid-mountain edge. All in all, it's a very, very good Hot Wheels model to have in a collection, especially in this debut blue. Both cars prove that you don't need ridiculously loud cars with large engines and large shapes to have a lot of driving fun on a daily basis. In fact, the demand for smaller, more fun to drive cars is proven by the fact that there's a new one and is built by the brand whose entire ethos is about lightness, the Lotus Emira. And I'd love to get a Hot Wheels model of that one too. But if you've got the extra money and you want a monster in the size of a small two-door sports car with the added benefit of rear seats, you should get a BMW M2. Well, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the cars, the models, and if I missed anything important that you think was worth mentioning. As always, you can go check out the Auto Loons blog, linked in the description, for more automotive content on a more regular basis. And I'll see you all next time. Ciao.